family. This is Pastor Matt here, and on behalf of myself and my wife, Lady Deb, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas. This has been quite a year, and as we come to the final days of 2021, I can't help but reflect over God's goodness and His grace and His mercy towards this ministry. God has allowed us to do so much this year as a team. Just think about it. We've been able to do outreach in the city of Salisbury. God opened up the doors for us to partner with many of the schools there and local churches and organizations to give back. And I'm so thankful that we were able to do that, as generosity is one of our pillars, is one of our values as a ministry. And so thank you for your generosity towards this ministry. Then we've been able to share the gospel. Now we know that coming out of a pandemic, there were still a lot of limitations for organizations and churches and schools, but the Lord opened up the way for us to be able to continue to share the gospel through doing revival nights. And so thank you for being a part of what God has done and what God will continue to do through Fresh Encounter Church. And so as we prepare our hearts to align with the will of God for 2022, I want to share a few things that we're going to be doing. The first thing is that we're going to be consecrating and we're going to be fasting together as a team, as a church, so that we can hear God, so that we can have clear instruction and direction and guidance for what God would have us to do in the year 2022. And so January the 10th through the 14th, we're going to be setting aside the plate and we're going to be fasting and we're going to be praying individually, but collectively, hearing from God, getting revelation, just seeking God for direction. He asks for us to seek Him. And so we're going to spend that time to be able to seek Him, to hear what He would have to say for our ministry. And so I want to invite you to be a part of that. Maybe you've never fasted before. Maybe set aside the plate to just consecrate yourself before God. I want to invite you in, and we're going to be on social media giving you ways and resources in terms of what it means to fast, what it means to pray. We want to resource you well so that you can take part of this time of consecration and fasting with our global family, our Every Nation family. This year, the word is abide, and we can't wait to see and to hear what God would have for us. And so down below in this newsletter, there's more information about the fast and the consecration and how you can be a part of that. Again, I want to encourage you and your family and your friends to be a part of that. The second thing I want to bring you in on is that the beginning of the year, we're going to be starting the year out with a Bible study. In this Bible study, we're going to be talking through breakthrough. We all have areas of our lives that we need breakthrough in, whether it's emotionally, relationally, financially. There are areas in our lives that we need God to just break through. Our word this year as a ministry is groundbreaking. We're believing that the seeds that have been planted, God is going to open up the ground for those seeds to come into what He's always desired and designed it to be. God has a plan for your life. He has a plan for this ministry, and this year is going to be a groundbreaking year. Maybe you've come through opposition, maybe you come through resistance, but I'm believing that God is going to fulfill His word in whatever way that looks like in your life this year. And so we're excited and we're anticipating for God to continue to move through this ministry. I love this church family. I love what we're called to do. You all are amazing, and I'm just so thankful for each and every way that you have contributed to the ministry moving forward. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart. We love you. We're excited to see what God will continue to do through this ministry. And so join us in 2022. There are a couple of events and a couple of things that we're going to be doing in the beginning of the year that we want to invite you in on, as we feel called, connected, and committed to see people come to life in Christ. Love you all. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.